tackle Volkswagen with their very first compact SUV EV, the 2021 ID.4. It sits on the MEB platform, which a lot of Volkswagen subsidiaries are using as well. That's what the ID.3 is built on, which has already been released in Europe. And there's going to be other cars built on that, such as the ID Buzz, the Rooms, and the Buggy. And the MEB platform is great because it puts the battery underneath the car, which lowers its center of gravity, so this one is expected to handle very well. So we're looking around the first edition trim, which you would be able to identify by the badging on the side of the fenders. What I loved about what Volkswagen did with the e-Golf when that was released was it did not scream, "Look at my EV." It just looked like a really pretty car. And I feel like that styling has really continued over to their ID lineup. While it doesn't have a traditional grille of an engine-having vehicle, I feel like if you were to take away the badging and everything else, you would still know that you were looking at a really pretty Volkswagen. So if we come over here and look at the wheels, they don't look like typical wheels that you would find on any other hybrid or EV that tend to be really dorky. They actually have spokes. You would find these on any other vehicle, and I love how they look. Now maybe it looks a little bit weird to see the hood up on an EV, however this rear-wheel drive version has a single motor right up front. There will be an all-wheel drive version later on in the year that comes with a dual motor that will produce over 300 horsepower. Until then, this one has 201 horsepower, 228 pound-feet of torque, and you can get up to 250 miles of range with the 82 kilowatt battery pack. You get 3 years of unlimited charging with your purchase of the ID.4 at Electrify America charging stations. I know that there's 2 within 5 miles of Capital Volkswagen and thousands across the United States. You are able to use the DC fast charging system as well, and you can get from about 5 to 80% within 40 minutes, which is pretty standard amongst other EVs. There's a few aesthetic features with the first edition that include a painted black roof with silver roof rails. You get really gorgeous LED headlights. This whole grille illuminates as well. There's some stuff on the inside that I'm excited to show you, like white accents and a fixed panoramic glass roof. Stepping around to the back, it still looks just as beautiful. We have really gorgeous white Volkswagen emblem, not to mention the seamless Volkswagen ID.4 badging. It's really easy to open. You have an easy open trunk. And immediately you have just your really traditional Volkswagen cargo space. You still have the ski bass that opens through the middle of the back seat. So if you wanted to fit something longer in the back, you absolutely could. And you do have an easy close button there as well. So the door handles are really nice and flush mounted, and they look like they would pull out like a traditional door, but they don't. There's a little button underneath here, and you just very gently press that and the door will open. So super cool feature. You do have these really beautiful keys. When you hop inside your ID.4, if you set them down over this sensor right inside this cup holder, you put your foot on the brake and the car just turns on, and you can put it in drive and you're ready to go. So as I mentioned, you do have all of these really awesome white accents that come with the first edition trim, although I do think that this white steering wheel maybe calls for some really cool driving gloves just to keep everything super clean. In this infotainment system, you can control things on the interior or exterior of your vehicle. You can check out your mirrors, tire pressure, headlights. You can see all the way around. You can easily open up your tailgate as well. So when you come inside though, there's this cool thing called ID Light. It's like an AI system. So there's all these voice guidance and voice operations. So you can be like, hello ID, I'm cold.
Okay, warming the left front side now.
That's so cool. Now it's just gonna warm up my seat and it's gonna warm up all of the vents right here. I love that. Another thing that you can do within this infotainment system is control the interior ambient lighting, which is really pretty. You can have bright lights or dark lights in your instrument cluster as well. So it's kind of like going into night mode on your other devices. So I am a current Volkswagen owner, and one thing that I noticed that stays the same is there's a motion sensor underneath the infotainment system. So it recognizes when my hand reaches near the infotainment system, bringing up some other options and highlighting some of these other buttons so that I know what I can press and access. And I love that they continued to have a lot of these typical Volkswagen functions, so everything is just really intuitive still. I hope that you guys are as excited about the ID.4 as I am. If you have any more questions, you can contact us here at Capital Volkswagen in San Jose, or you can visit us online at dgdg.com. Thanks!